So in this video I'm going to be talking about how to subtract and how to add negative numbers and positive numbers. So you can see up here I've drawn my number line. We've got all the negative numbers coming off to our left and all the positive numbers coming to our right. So if we get a sum like this, which most of you could do, say if you had something like 2 plus 3. If you were to look at that on your number line, so most of you, everyone will know that that's 5. But if we want to think about it in context of our number line, if you started on 2, so that's our start number, it's a plus 2 we're starting on. If they don't have any sign here, we're going to consider it's a plus. And you were to move forward, so remember, going this direction is positive. So if you're adding, you're going to be going this direction, and then if you're subtracting, you're going to be moving this direction on our number line. So what you do when you add the two of them, you're going to get 2 plus 3, and that will just equal to 5. And where it comes on to is, if you were on 2 and you wanted to move forward 3 places, 1, 2, 3. So you're at 2, you're moving forward 3, you're going to end up on 5. Now let's take another example, one with some negative numbers inside it. So if we take something like, okay, so we'll take 5 minus 3. So again, you'll know what the answer is to that. The answer will be 2. But if we're going to look at it in the context of our number line, this will be important when we're looking at negative numbers. You start at 5 and then you move back minus 3. So you're going in the negative direction 3 times. 1, 2, and then 3. And you can see at that stage you're going to land on 2. Now this is going to be helpful when we look at a couple of examples with maybe some negative numbers. So what I'll do is I'm going to give you this in the context of the number line, and then I'm going to give you some tricks where you can actually calculate these without even having to visualize the number line. So this time we're going to take something, we're going to take 2 negative numbers. So what if we had a negative 2, negative 5? So if we had a negative 2 and a negative 5. What we're going to do is we're going to look for negative 2 on the number line. So you can see negative 2 here, and we're going to go back. So you can see if you're going negative at all, you're moving in this left direction, so down the number line like this. So we're going to start on 2 and we're going to move back 5 places. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you can see we're going to end up on negative 7. Now I'll be mentioning this later on. I'm going to go through some rules for it. So just put that down there, that's negative 7. But what you can notice that we've just combined 5 and 2 in the same way that when we add 2 and 3 we get 5. You can see 5 plus 2 gives us 7, but because there's 2 negatives here, we're going to keep that negative sign. So now what I'll do is we'll try an example where we're moving from positive into negative, and then we'll do an example where we're moving from negative into positive. And I'll just I'll leave these examples here. So I'll start over on this side. If we wanted to do something like 2, now we're going to subtract a number. So 2 minus 1 would be 1, 2 minus 2 would be 0. But let's start moving beyond that. So we're going to have 2 minus, and we'll say 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at plus 2, just like we did with the other one. So then in the context of our number line, we're going to move back 6 places, because you can see it says negative 6, so back 6 different places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you can see in this case then we're going to end up at negative 4. And again, I'll be giving you a rule now where you can remember to do this maybe without a number line. I'll come back to this actual question when I'm explaining this. So the other one, we're going to go from negative and we're going to move up to positive. So what if I had a negative 4, and I'll just remove this here first. So what if we had a negative 4 and we're going to add on, we're going to add up a small positive number. So in this case, what we're going to have is we're going to get negative 4 and we're going to move forward 2 spaces. So we're going to be on negative 4, and you see we're going to move forward 2 spaces. 1, 2. You can see in this case then you're going to end up at negative 2. The finally, the next example I'm going to do is we're going to go from positive, and we're going to, let me see. This time we're going to start off with a number, we can start off with, actually we're going to take this exact same example. We're going to say take 2, and this time we're going to negative 4 off it. So just so you know, in terms of rules, this is the exact same thing as minus 4 plus 2. We're going to end up getting minus 2 here, but we can just look at our same answer. We're just going to arrive at it a different way. So this time, what we're going to do is we're going to start off at 2, plus 2, which is down here. So we're starting off with that one, and we're going to move back 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you can see in this case, we're going to end up at negative 2, which is going to be the same answer as we had last time. Now what I'm going to do is just give you some rules where you can remember how you're going to put these together. So if you have a combination, just get my laser pointer here. So if you get a combination of 2 plus 3, okay, that's fine. We know that's 5. 5 minus 3, that's 2. We're okay with that. Now, if you get two negative numbers added together, what you do is you just put them together and then keep the sign. So you can see this is going to be 5 plus 2 is equal to minus 7. I'll just do another example below that. So if we had minus 3, minus 6, well, 6 plus 3 is going to give us 9. And because they're both negative numbers, we're going to leave a negative inside there then. Now the next one we're going to look at is 2 minus 6. So you can see we end up with a negative number. Now this happens when we're in a case where we have a positive number. So this is plus at the start, where we've got a smaller positive number than our negative number. So what I mean is something not like this. If you had 5 minus 3, well, now you've got a larger number minus a smaller number. That's fine. That's going to be 2. It's not going to bring us into the negative area of our number line like so. But in this case, we've got 2, and we're moving back minus 6 parts. And we saw from our number line earlier that leads to 4. Well, the trick for remembering this is if you take 2, so in this case, if you get the bigger number, subtract the smaller number from it, and then keep your 5 there at the end. So in this case, what you're going to do is you're going to take your larger number, and it's incorrect to say largest number because it's actually a smaller number, negative 6. But we're going to take our largest digit. So this one here. Going to underline that. And what you're going to do is do 6 minus 2 and then keep a negative at the end. So I'll just do another example of that. If you had, say, 3 minus 7, which is a bigger number than it, what you're going to do is do 7 minus 3, which is going to give you 4. And then because you're doing it this way, that's the other way around. So you're doing a smaller number minus a bigger number. You're just going to add in a negative there. Now, if we look at this next example here, it's actually the same as the example we had above. Now, this time you've got a larger digit negative number. So if you look at this 4 here, 4 is a bigger digit than 2, even though it's a smaller number because it's got the minus on it. But here, it's just like we reversed the order of these. So I'm just going to write this in a different pen above. This would be the exact same thing as if I'd said 2 minus 4. Same answer, same procedure and everything between the two of these. 2 minus 4, and we can apply the same rules that we had up here above. What you're going to do is take 2 away from 4 and then keep your negative sign there. So these are going to work either way around. We can also see this other example here. It's the same thing again. So this, we've got 2 minus 4. So 4 is a larger digit than 2. So you do 2 minus 4 and you end up at negative 2. So the things to remember, if they're both, for 2 pluses, you'll always get a plus answer when you add them. For a bigger number minus a small number, and I should just also note here, that could also work. Minus 3 plus 5. If you just think of that in your head, well, that's the same as 5 minus 3. That'll be the same answer. 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. You've just changed the order of them. So 5 minus 3 is 2. minus 3 plus 5 is equal to 2 as well. The next one, if you get two negatives, you just keep the negative sign and put the two digits together. If you've got a smaller number, a smaller positive digit, I should have said, so a smaller positive digit, and it's subtracting a larger negative digit. So in the same way, if you look at this, this one here would be just the other way around. You've got a smaller positive digit subtracting a larger negative digit. In this case, you take the smaller number from the bigger number, in which case here you get 4, and then you just put back in the negative sign there.